Right then, just gone 5:15. It is that time now to bring in to the show my resident movie critic, Van Connor, who will be brutally honest about the new releases this weekend, whether they are worth watching or not. We know it. You know it. Here he is. Welcome back to the show, Van.
Oh, thank you. I'm pathological. I can't help myself. It's just what I do.
I know. So, okay, couple of new ones this weekend. Are they both cinema, or are they both streaming, or one of each?
Right, so a little bit of both. So we've got, first of all, we're going to talk about Jungle Cruise, which is out in cinemas today, and it's available on Disney Plus Premier Access. So even if you are a Disney Plus subscriber, you still pay an extra 20 quid and you get to watch it at home. We're also going to talk about The Suicide Squad, which is in cinemas from today. Opens in a fortnight's time in the US, but American listeners will also be able to stream it if they're HBO Max subscribers that day as well. So a bit of everything there.
Okay, so where do you want to start? Jungle Cruise. Now, I have seen no trailer. I've seen nothing about this movie, so you're going to have to really start at the basics.
Well, once upon a time, Disney made a really big, successful 4-quadrant tentpole blockbuster out of one of their theme park rides, and they managed to churn that out for 6 increasingly terrible sequels. Only the first was any good. We now know this as the Pirates of the Caribbean series. They've since tried to replicate that success with such heavy hitters as The Haunted Mansion and Tomorrowland. The fact that you probably don't remember either of those should tell you exactly how well this went, but we're now doing it a 4th time. We're doing Jungle Cruise, which was already very dad humor centric. They've got Dwayne Johnson on board. They've got Emily Blunt to be the sort of the great vine swinging adventure jungle sidekick.
I have seen. Do you know what they were on? I think it might have been This Morning or Jonathan Ross. There was something, to me, from what I saw, a little bit cheesy. Am I right?
It's kind of meant to be. It's meant to be sort of less romancing the stone, more hitting on the rock.
To
use the pun. You know what I mean? If we're going to go with the Stone Rock pun, we're going to go with, And basically, they're trying to remake The Mummy, effectively. So you've got The Rock doing the Brendan Fraser, you've got Emily Blunt doing the Rachel Weisz, and you've even got Jack Whitehall giving it the full John Hannah. And he's the skipper who's taking them down the Amazon River in 1916 on the hunt for the Tree of Life, which can cure anything. She's the scientist hunting for the lost leaves of this tree. I've got a clip for you. This is more of a trailer clip just to kind of sell the action side of the play.
My name is Dr. Lily Houghton. My brother and I are looking for passage upriver.
What's out there in the jungle? It's not a fun vacation.
Well, I'm not here for a vacation.
Legend has it that there is a tree that possesses unparalleled healing power. It will change medicine forever.
And you need someone to help you find it. Here we go.
Sometimes it just needs a bit of a...
Nobody touches my engine but me. What did I just...
There you go.
We're gonna do this together.
Haven't you been dreaming about adventure?
She was always chasing after some far-fetched idea.
I mean, I like most of the things that The Rock is in. I mean, he's easy to watch. He's got a bit of comedy timing, and, you know, he looks good.
Yeah, I mean, that's really it. You know what you're getting with this.
Yeah.
You absolutely know the movie you're getting. And that's the problem. Because not only do you know the movie you're getting, but you also probably know the 4 or 5 movies that it's so heavily borrowing from. And I am talking about things like The Mummy, like Romancing the Stone, like not even the first, but all of the Pirates of the Caribbean, and even Moana to an extent, which makes it especially baffling that Dwayne Johnson's in there. Like, I understand, like, some producer might not remember that we already did this in another movie, but the guy that starred in both, you'd think... Anyway, beside the point, it's actually perfectly fine, perfectly enjoyable, perfectly fun. Good fun for the whole family, but, you know, expect something of a mashup between the 1999 Brendan Fraser The Mummy and, like, the first Pirates of the Caribbean. Just mash those two together.
Okay, sounds like it could be a fun watch if you want to watch it. So as you said, out in cinemas this weekend, or if you are on Disney Plus, you can pay an extra 20 quid to watch it from home.
Premier Access, baby.
Yes, all right, we like that. So, next then, talk to me about The Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad, otherwise known as what James Gunn churned out after getting kicked to the curb by Disney and then rehired when they realized how insane that was. So, actual thing that happened. Thank you, Twitter. So, James Gunn, having been fired from Guardians of the Galaxy 3, got snatched up by Warner Brothers to do a DC movie instead of a Marvel one. So he got the sequel to Suicide Squad. Nobody likes Suicide Squad, and anyone who tells you otherwise is lying to themselves. So the Suicide Squad takes the idea, reboots it. We're going to do a sequel, but this time we don't care about any of the stuff that happened before. We're going to have some of the same characters. We're not going to talk about it. Different mission. Supervillains from different Batman, Superman, Flash, Wonder Woman comics all get stuck with chips in their neck by, Amanda Waller's secretive government agent, played by Viola Davis, and tasked with doing a suicide mission, effectively, to save the world. And if they don't want to do it, well, tough nuggies. Your head's going to get blown up by the chip we just stuck you with. Here's a clip of the wacky hijinks that ensue.
0227 is wide open.
Colonel, dispatch the detachable kid. TDK, 2 o'clock!
TDK is the detachable kid? What the?
I didn't pick the damn team!
See, I love all of these kind of action movies, Marvel, DC. I mean, so this is a complete standalone then?
This is effectively, yes, you don't need to have seen that first one, because it doesn't come up. The thing about this, it's a really fun standalone, but a very grindhouse of this. Like James Gunn is really calling back on his trauma roots from the horror world and the sensibilities he brought to things like Slither. And to be honest, the sensibilities that made him such a great fit for Guardians of the Galaxy, for the weirdness of those films. And here he's got bonkers characters like Weasel, who's a literal man-shaped weasel. We've got King Shark, who's a man-shaped King Shark. We've got a Mungal, I think she's called. We've got the Rat Catcher. We've got the Savant. We've got the Thinker. All sorts of wacky characters. I think everyone's going to come away in love with King Shark, who, by the way, is voiced by Sylvester Stallone.
Oh,
I think
amazing.
everyone's going to come away loving King Shark. I don't think it's one of the best James Gunn films, but I think it's a very, very fun and very enjoyable film. I think it's probably about the third best DC movie, and I say that as someone who thinks Shazam is the best of all of those, like the DCEU movies. Shazam's the best, Birds of Prey, then this, and then none of the others because they're pretty much all garbage. But just those three at the top. Like, I would watch these three movies. If that was the DC universe, I'd be a bigger DC fan. But, we've got the others to consider.
Well, it sounds like both of these are worth giving a go this weekend. How can we watch The Suicide Squad?
So Suicide Squad, you're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way, sir. You're going to have to put your Nikes on and get down the multiplex. See it the old-fashioned way.
Amazing. All right, in the cinema from now.
From now.
Great. All right. Thank you so much for letting us know what you think of these good movies out this weekend, and we'll catch up next week, Van.
Till the next time, good sir.
Have a lovely weekend, fella.
We used to be giants.